it is possible that, this becomes a big thing. And if it becomes a big thing, I think that this is probably one of the bigger wealth creation moments in AI.
So we're doing a special pod because Greg was on the pod where he showed me all these cool tools that he was using. Then at the end of the pod, he was like, by the way, did you see that ChatGPT now has a new app store? And I said, no, I didn't. Let's just record and I want you to show me what's going on with the new ChatGPT store. And because this is my first million, if you can, tell me a bunch of interesting business ideas that you see within the realm of the ChatGPT store. Because a lot of people don't know this, but I guess they could surmise this. But when the App Store first came out, a bunch of the biggest businesses came about because they were early. They were first.
That is true. So let me give you a breakdown of what happened, why it's important, and I can share a bunch of ideas that I think people should steal. Let me first talk about what was announced. So the other day, Sam Altman talked, it was Dev Day, so OpenAI's, big developer conference. He launched the ChatGPT App Store, and he gives this example of using Figma in ChatGPT, which is the design tool. And he says, turn this sketch, like something that he drew out, into a workable diagram. And it was able to do it.
Wow.
And it's absolutely crazy. So the ability to use apps within ChatGPT, basically turning ChatGPT into like a mini internet, right? You don't need to leave ChatGPT if you can just connect to apps.
Wow.
The other example he one of his teams gave was like Coursera, the course platform. Coursera, can you teach me something about machine learning? It connects to Coursera. You have to connect with it. So you actually have to like log into it. So you can see here, if you're watching this on video, it shows like how ChatGPT uses data, apps may introduce risks, data is shared with the apps. And then it creates this canvas where you can actually, like, instead of, it used to be ChatGPT was only text. Now ChatGPT has this canvas that you can actually consume content in a more visual way. There's two ways to basically find some of these applications. One is you add it. And the other one is, and the one I'm way more excited about is you just use ChatGPT normally and you say like, imagine I didn't at Coursera here and I said, I want to learn about machine learning, and it just brings up Coursera as a potential app. And that's the opportunity, right? Because if someone listening to this can actually build an app so that it shows up when you ask it a question. One of the things that Sam Altman mentioned the other day was he announced that ChatGPT has 800 million weekly active users. So you can get in front of 800 million people every single week and sell them something.
Wow. Okay, this is awesome. I just typed in on ChatGPT, I said, how do I turn a drawing into a Figma? And then I added the Figma and it told me how to do it. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, or here, I'll do one live for fun. Design a new logo for my podcast, the Startup Ideas podcast. Oh, I forgot to mention who I want. So I think Canva. Yeah, Canva was one of them. So Canva, the $47 billion design tool, is one of the launch partners. It connects to the app, and then you just log in, and it'll literally design a logo within ChatGPT using Canva's software.
I mean, there it is.
There it is. I would give it a 6.5 on 10. But it's something that I can iterate with, and it's not something that you're going to one prompt yet, but it is something that, look, it says review and select one to continue editing. And then
the font is so weird on some of them. It looks like it's a misspell, but it's not. I've never experienced that before. Look at the one on the third from the right.
Yeah. That sometimes happens with AI design, is like the font's a bit wonky. So you have to, again, like not one prompt it. It's going to take multiple prompts, but like this isn't bad. And that also took like 2 seconds. Like I can make this better.
That's awesome. All right, guys, here's the thing about side hustles. Everyone wants one, but most people overthink about it and they never actually launch anything. But Because of AI, you can go from idea to your first sale in only 7 days. My old company, The Hustle, they just dropped an AI side hustle crash course. So basically what The Hustle did was they looked at things that me and Shaan and HubSpot CMO Kip Bonder, they look at stuff that we said, and they broke it all down into simple bite-sized steps. Which means you're going to get a guide that gives you everything you need to launch a side hustle without any of the guesswork. So you can get it right now. You can scan the QR code or click the link in the description. Now back to the show.
So that was the announcement. Zillow was another one, which I thought was cool. Let me just zoom into it. So you can see the full Zillow experience, and then you can use natural language to use the AI. Pretty cool.
Dude, I'm just kind of in awe right now a little bit. I think Shaan said something kind of funny, but it wasn't funny. It was very real. He was like, every time I talk about this, I have to realize or ask myself, am I A, all powerful now because I can do all this stuff, or B, completely irrelevant? And whenever I look at this stuff, that's exactly how I feel. But that's wild. Okay.
It depends on what he does with this information. You know what I mean?
Of course.
The people who made the shift from web to mobile crushed it. But there was a period of time when Facebook, I'm sure you remember, had a bad app and they almost didn't make the leap to mobile. Now they're like $1 trillion company. So I think that I'm not saying it's 100% possible, but it is possible that, this becomes a big thing. And if it becomes a big thing, you're going to want to have an app here.
Okay. So what apps or ideas do you think are interesting to you right now?
I'll tell you, but I do want to give the caveat that ChatGPT a couple of years ago launched something called custom GPTs. Do you remember those?
Yeah, it was a flop. I tried making one. It didn't work.
Yeah. And you know why I think it's a flop and why this is different? No one wants to download apps. No one wants to go to a GPT store, set stuff up, download apps. What makes this so much better is it's contextual. You just type in something on ChatGPT and yes, you might have to mention it, but if you don't have to mention it and you just said, hey, I wanted a logo design, and then it pulls up Canva or pulls up another app, the discovery opportunity is huge, and it's just easier for the customer because they don't have to set up anything.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be great. I actually invested in 1 or 2 companies where they wasn't going amazing, and they pivoted into a ChatGPT plugin, and they're killing it. And and we've talked about WordPress plugins and a bunch of different plugin businesses, and I'm on board with those. And so I'm eager to see what ideas you have that are related to ChatGPT for both apps and plugins.
Cool. So I've got 15 ideas that I scraped from ideabrowser.com, my app. I want you to pick, we can talk about one that, these are the ones that are highlighted are my favorite ones, but I'm happy to pick and go through any of them.
Go to, so zoom in a little bit more, but it looks like the AI tax guy.
AI tax guy? So imagine if you were able to prompt file my quarterly taxes. It shows a custom UI that shows deductions, auto-filled forms, one-click filing. It connects to your Stripe, Plaid, and Google Drive. And someone is going to build my tax guy in a prompt on ChatGPT, and it's a huge opportunity.
You know what's interesting? There's a guy on Twitter who has a AI app that he made uploading your bank statement.
Bankstatementconverter.com.
Bankstatementconverter.com. How much revenue does bankstatementconverter.com make? Doesn't it $50 or $80 a month?
I think it's $40,000 to $50,000 a month.
Okay. So it's a very, very niche thing, but it's a thing where if you need it, you really need it. And because for a bunch of different reasons, I have many K1s, which frankly, I barely know what a K1 is, but I know that when my wife is getting ready to do our taxes, she's like, I need the K1 for this, K1 for that. And we have 60 or 80 of them. We have a lot of them. And just finding them in my Gmail takes forever, because what happens when you invest in real estate or different projects, you get K1s, and they come from each vendor, and they come at a variety of times, and they're in all different formats. The K1 form's the same, but it's sent as an attachment in an email. What would be intriguing is you could just do this to find all my K1s in my Gmail fast.
That's so good. K1 agent. That's a great idea. Someone should go build it. This dude from bankstatementconverter.com it's literally a dude one person. Look at this website. It looks like the Berkshire Hathaway website, but for
That's
converting
awesome.
a PDF. It's awesome. It just click a big button, convert to PDF. And I think what you're going to see potentially happen with this news is apps like this are going to live within ChatGPT. So if you ever saw stories about people like bank statement converter and you're like, I wish I started that. That's so simple. If you're listening to this, you're early. Now's the time you should be building that within ChatGPT's SDK.
All right, what's another one?
You tell me. Which ones do you fancy?
The AI healthcare concierge.
So here's the prompt. Find me the best dermatologist near me that takes Blue Cross. Your app connects to ZocDoc, insurance networks, and then shows an interactive local map and booking options. And then you just make money with affiliate. Like this is just, or it gets acquired by ZocDoc or some of these big companies. But if you can own this high demand query, it's worth a lot of money.
How would you make this?
Well, I'm lucky, right? Like I have a design firm that builds apps like this. So I would just hire my own firm to build these apps. Like we just announced we're building apps like this. So I would just use my firm. But if I didn't have a firm and I'm just a one-man person, I'm using, Claude Code and I'm building our Cursor and I'm building this out.
How long would that take?
I would say realistically 2 to 3 weeks to get something that's working really well. And then you need then you'd have to make sure that you get approved by OpenAI, which, might take some more time, but maybe 4 weeks in total, 30 days.
That's crazy.
The other thing I would do, I'm talking my own book, but I built this for myself, is I would, there's a button on Idea Browser that's build this idea. I don't think I've ever shown this publicly anywhere. But you can actually just go and build for the ad creative, the brand package, the landing page, the content calendar, the email funnel system, the email sequence, the lead magnet with all the optimized prompts. And that's what I would do.
Have you ever seen that meme of a big meathead sitting at the computer and he's like, build me a business that makes 100 million in revenue in 3 days. Don't make any mistakes. Start now.
Yeah. You still need a human now, I think the mistake a lot of people make is they'll use something like this or just they'll prompt themselves and they'll be like, why aren't customers coming? Well, this is like all your optimized prompts in one place, specific to each LLM or AI tool, but you still need to review it, make sure it works and optimize it from there. So that's what I would do. I would probably do first version on Idea Browser, probably use, Claude V0, get some emails up and try to launch something in 30 days.
All right. What else you got? This is fun. Keep going.
So memes are getting more and more popular, especially in an AI age. I think that whoever owns the make a meme about, XYZ topic is, probably makes a few $1 million a year.
Can you do this now in ChatGPT or Perplexity? Perplexity's comment?
You could do it on ChatGPT. It's just not optimized. And that's the opportunity. That's why Dev Day happened, right? ChatGPT realizes that they need apps like this. I think they've realized 2 things. They need apps like this to exist so that people stay on the platform more. And they realize that they can't do everything. So
what's AI grandma?
This is a fun one. I think that a lot of people are feeling overwhelmed right now, and they might not want Andrew Huberman advice or even Greg Eisenberg advice or Sam Parr advice. Sometimes we just need an AI grandma to give us old school, warm, blunt, and human advice. So I think that there's an opportunity to build a life advisor, and you build a brand around an 85-year-old woman who bakes apple pies.
Have you built any of these yet?
Well, we're building actively right now.
For yourself or clients?
For both.
And that's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to get the MVP?
Yeah, MVP. It depends what we're building. AI grandma could take, a few days. But if you're building your K1 one, that's a little more, that's more complicated. So it depends which one, but it can take anywhere from days to, yeah, for an MVP, 30 days.
Let's talk about this credit score one. Man, up until recently, I had a very low credit score because I didn't use too much credit, but I didn't realize that I had one time I like fell on a when I had a job years and years ago, and I had to take an ambulance ride, and I didn't realize they didn't pay it. And so my credit got dinged. And so I had a credit score, I never checked it, of like 580. And I was like, what the hell? And when I wanted to get a mortgage for a house, I couldn't get a mortgage. And I was searching for how do I make my credit better? Like, is there a firm I can hire to just do the work for me? And it was impossible. And it's incredibly scammy. The credit repair industry was incredibly scammy. And so I'm eager to hear how you can improve my credit.
Yeah, so I had the same problem, which is why I added this here. So I actually don't have a great credit score. I don't have a bad credit score. It says fair. But I've started and sold, companies. Like, I should have a good credit score, So I'm not sure why, but like banks and companies like Experian, they're not, let's just say they're not at the forefront of technology.
Yeah.
So I think that there's an opportunity I think there's tons of people who are asking, how do I fix my credit score? You can actually go and check that keyword volume. It's worth so much money. And, if you can have something that it detects the intent, it surfaces your app. I think you need to have a really good domain like repairmycreditscore.com. That's probably taken, but something like that. One of the reasons why bankstatementconverter.com worked is because the domain was really good. So there is going to be a bit more of a startup cost here. You might have to spend $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on a domain. But I think that this is one of the more no-brainer examples where, it connects to, Equifax or Experian. There's this interactive UI with dispute templates, score simulation sliders, next step actions, and then you just either do referral fees or you charge for it.
Do the .ai's do just as good as the .com?
From a SEO perspective, from a app perspective?
SEO.
.com is like is Manhattan, .ai is like it's Williamsburg, it's so cool. But Manhattan's Manhattan.
Well, the .ai is available, my friend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, repairmycreditscore.ai.
Why don't we buy the domain and give it to someone who likes and comments on this YouTube video?
I can do that.
Or something like that, and just inspire people to actually go in, because I want people to build apps.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. I'll buy it and give it to someone.
Yeah,
it's $50 for year one, and I have to use Perplexity's comment to find the discount code.
And you don't own any equity? You're just giving it to them for free, right?
They can have it. It's just a $50 gift from MFM to them.
If they get to $1 million a year, what do they need to do? What do they have to do for you?
Like $100 DoorDash gift card would suffice.
A 2x return.
Yeah, yeah. A DoorDash gift card. If I can get like so much Chick-fil-A, and I don't even want Chick-fil-A. I just want the unbreaded chicken nuggets. If I can just get like about 4 pounds of that would have been worth the time.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for having me on, and hope you're inspired.
Thank you, Greg. That's it. That's the pod.